You're listening to Athletes and Avatars, the podcast for 30-year-old gaming dads who peaked in high school and prestige in Warzone.
We break down sports, gaming, movie hot takes while our wives nod politely and absolutely do not listen.
From late night lobbies, youth league sidelines, we're still chasing glory.
And ignoring bedtime routines to debate Madden ratings.
Athletes,
And avatars.
because we still think we've got it.
And we definitely don't. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Athletes and Avatars, episode 6, where sports meets the gaming grind. I'm Tyler. I'm here with Taylor. Today's episode is loaded. We got Micah Parsons asking out of Dallas, our official list of professional dumpster fires, NFL season predictions, and plus one of the busiest weeks in gaming so far this year. Let's get into it. So, Taylor, the big news that's not really news, but Micah Parsons has demanded a trade out of Dallas. What are your initial thoughts there on that?
This is what Dallas does, man. They love to win the off-season headlines. Jerry Jones, you could have paid him last year. You could have paid him earlier this year. You could have paid him at any point in time. You know what the number is, and you know the number is going to constantly go up with young guys getting new deals because agents, love to set the new market as who's got the highest contract ever. So the longer you wait, the higher his is going to go. I don't know why you dug yourself in here. I can't see a world where he gets traded, but I could see him definitely. I think he's financially set enough, and with his podcasting and other stuff he does, I could see him sitting games.
I did see a potential trade by a former Jets GM. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was to the Bills. I think it was Tannenbaum. It was the Bills trading James Cook, Ed Oliver, I think another piece and 2 first rounds for Micah Parsons, which I guess on paper doesn't sound awful, but I mean that solves your running back problem if you're Dallas. But Ed Oliver's not Micah Parsons. And what did the Bills first 2 first from the Bills give you?
Yeah, you're talking about picks 25 and higher at least.
So I don't think first of all I don't think the trade exists. I don't think the package is out there. Like the only comp we have is Khalil Mack going to the Bears, and no one's gonna give that up, and he's not gonna go to the contender. So if you're Micah Parsons, I guess it comes down to, are you Stephon Diggs, you want money, or are you ring chasing? Mm-hmm. Not that Dallas is, I don't think, particularly close, but.
And really, I doubt they would franchise tag him more than once, just because the money gets so absurd if you franchise tag somebody twice. Yep. So not that you want to keep wasting, in parentheses, your career there in Dallas, but you definitely, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They've got to pay you at some point.
Well, this is all, like you said, this is the win the offseason. This is straight out Jerry Jones playbook. There's no such thing as bad PR. They've been the headline on every news show on ESPN, Fox Sports, everywhere around the world all week. People talking about the trade request itself, coming up with mock trades, and just talking about all of that. And to him, Dallas has been the headlines all week. So why would you do anything different? I think ultimately the deal gets done. I don't think they trade him. I don't think there is a team to trade him to at this point. Right. But then we'll transition to what set Twitter ablaze last night was Shedeur Sanders making his NFL preseason debut, throwing 2 touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers. What do you got for
Carolina Panthers defense? I liked what I saw. He just looked really composed, and that was never something I thought he wasn't. I really don't know why he fell as far as he did, besides his name being Sanders. But not that I thought he was a top 5 pick either, just off talent alone. But he just looked really comfortable. And again, what I don't think a lot of people realize is he's not getting reps with a lot of those guys. Like when you're QB 3, 4, those lineups that you're seeing are guys that are trying to make the roster too. So to just trot him out there with the 1s and 2s, like, yes, those are better players, but he hasn't played with them timing-wise and chemistry-wise. So I thought he was even more impressive that he did it with them. But it did sweep Bryce Young's night under the rug a little bit too. He looks good, man, and he was really good the second half of last year. So I hate that Bryce Young's not getting noticed in this, but Shedeur's big name carries a lot of weight, when it comes to these headlines, and he did look good.
Well, I was checking the box score before this to kind of see what they did. I saw the other quarterback that played was Tyler Huntley, who they just signed earlier this week as their 5th quarterback. So
Dolphins legend.
So I saw Huntley got some burn, but I've never seen a team more invested in the quarterback position. I don't think I've ever seen a team carry 5 QBs on a roster at one
Five
time.
QBs. If you have five QBs, though, do you have one QB?
My answer would be no. I don't think so.
That's right. If
And
I
one
need to carry five, I probably don't have one.
right that to me, them just signing Huntley means the front office doesn't know what they have in their two draft picks that they've got in Sanders and Dylan Gabriel
Kenny
out of
Pickett.
Oregon. And they got Joe Flacco, who is one hard hit away from turning to dust. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if Deshaun Watson's ever going to play again.
Yeah, you got Watson, Pickett, Flacco, Gabriel, Snoop Huntley, Sanders. Like, obviously Watson's not going to play again this year, but that room is a mess. And you would love to say in a perfect world, like, hey, Joe Flacco, can you groom this guy that we're going to have take over? But you don't know which guy's taking over. And if I have many of those guys, Joe Flacco is so far removed from like a competent, good starter that I don't even know what I'm taking from him at this point, right? Like, not that he's washed in a way that like he can't give you tips and things like that, but what does Shedeur Sanders have any relation to Joe Flacco as far as on a football field?
My guess would be just X's and O's, like protections and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, oh, it's a well, not to take away from our next segment, but it's a dumpster fire there. I mean,
Yeah.
and it has been for a very long time. So
Yeah.
some other things I did see. I got a notification today that Jackson Dart threw a 30-yard dime in his preseason debut.
He
Um,
did. He did. And it was with somebody bearing down on him and laying the wood to him. I mean, it wasn't like a hey, clean pocket, you see it open, just make the great throw. He stared down the gun and took a shot.
I'm not particularly one to kind of, it's the preseason. They're not, why related to is in Major League. I think it's Major League Two. They're doing preseason stuff, and Willie Mays Hayes or somebody hits the ball a ton. He's like, yeah, and the manager goes like, yeah, off a guy who's bagging groceries in a couple weeks. Like,
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
a
You're
lot of these
right.
guys they're going against aren't going to be in the league by the time the season kicks off, and
Hmm.
it's nice to see, especially young guys, but like Rogers throwing a pick six his first throw of training camp, like stuff
Yeah,
like that. We're not going to overreact to that. Like,
exactly.
it's a long preseason, then the season starts, and even then, as I see with some of these offenses, it takes 3-4 weeks into the season to even get the offense clicking. So,
Oh, for sure. And a lot of those coaches don't want to show their hand. Like they don't want to open the playbook for nothing. As far as putting stuff on film.
but really, they're trying to find our guy, Mark Wahlberg, Vince Papali, at the end of the
That's
roster.
right.
Who can return a punt or a kickoff or do the
That's right.
grindy stuff. Anyway, we covered the big NFL headlines and nothing else really happening in sports. I do want to give a shout out to the Little League World Series baseball and softball. That's been entertaining to watch the last couple of days. I think they got the softball championships are tomorrow, and then
Pennsylvania on a run I saw for
yep,
the first time in a few years.
and then they had the baseball had the regional finals last night. So they'll be playing the championship games here later this week. But um, let's talk about some teams that aren't doing so well. It's time to rank our biggest dumpster fire teams. We kind of tipped our hand a little bit with the Browns, but I sent you a message that they signed Huntley, and we had a joke
Hmm.
about at the Browns' expense, and we kind of started talking about like who are the biggest teams that connote dumpster fire or a train wreck or a circus, and that kind of
Yeah,
got us
and I don't
thinking.
get this confused with mediocre, right? Because mediocre is its own type of hell, but we mean like everyone involved is confused by your decision making, and it's just a circus, and you wind up in the same top five pick the next year situation, regardless who you take
Yeah, these are
and
these
what
are
you're doing.
teams that are universally mocked, or people are just confused by what you're doing. Um, so without further ado, I'll got three OLIs. For those who know, OLI is outside looking in. So this one might be a little controversial, but I got the Porsche Jordan Bulls
That's
on
right.
on the
That's
outside
right.
looking
What
in.
have the Bulls done since Jordan left?
They had a
And
flash
it's nothing.
with the D Rose years, and him
Kirk
blowing his
Heinrich
knee
and them boys.
and him blowing his knee out really kind of derailed what they had, and
That's right.
they
Not
really
fair to
never
them. You're
never
right.
got it back on track. But for all the goodwill that they built up with getting Jordan in the '90s, they really haven't done anything since then that's been of
You,
note.
you did try to pay Zach Levine, right, and make something happen there, and you're just still blah. There's just nothing going on.
And then also on the outside looking in, the aforementioned Dallas Cowboys. As we said, Jerry's, it's part of the part of the game, I guess, for him, but it's always just a circus over there.
Yeah.
Um, they haven't won a Super Bowl since the '90s. They've had some decent teams, but they've never been
Oh
able to
yeah.
cross the finish line. I don't even think they got to the NFC Championship game, have they?
I was a Romo guy. I really liked Tony Romo, and then they have had some good teams. They actually draft really well usually. They just it seems like they're always way too heavy one sided on the ball as far as like we're spending all our money on offense or all our money on defense, and they just have this huge hole somewhere that they never seem to get fixed. They had the running game going with Zeke, right, and their offensive line was just dynamite, and you had Dak on a rookie contract, and they still couldn't get it figured out.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get out of their own way. They bring in some knucklehead free
Hmm.
agent, or they got a knucklehead on their team that kind of derails everything, or so there's been some injuries, things like that. But it's just always the Cowboys are just they're America's team, but they always
And
get
unreasonable
ridiculed.
expectations, always
Yeah,
unreasonable expectations.
yeah, and that's part of it too. Is just their fans are a big part of that. And then we watched Tim Tatman. He does his schedule predictions. He's like, oh, we're gonna beat Philadelphia week 1, and we're gonna beat them week whatever in Dallas. And it's
It's
like,
always 13 or 14 wins. Yeah,
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 yeah, it's never realistic. And like, oh, we're back. It's like you can't even name a running back on your team right now.
yeah.
So,
That's right.
and then I've kind of gone back and forth on this one, but I put the pre LeBron Cavs and the in between LeBron Cavs. And I said if I'm putting them on there twice, why don't we just put the Cavs on there? Just from the time Jordan hit that shot over Craig Elo in the 90s to present day, what have they done besides luck into LeBron James?
You're absolutely right because the top draft pick that they nailed was Kyrie,
Yep.
and that didn't do that much for him until LeBron came back.
Yeah, till LeBron came back. Which there is some
Obviously from a talent
conspiracy
perspective,
stuff there with that, by the way. But yeah,
yeah, you nailed it, with Kyrie for sure. But until LeBron came back, you didn't nail it.
and even when LeBron was there, like that first run, he was out there with Aaron Varejao, who we like, Big
Hmm.
Z, who we like. He had
Hmm.
Delonte West, who that's a whole nother story with him.
That's a
Um,
train wreck. Yeah.
and then Ricky Davis, Daniel Moody Gibson.
Booby Gibson. That's right.
Like he had Shaq kind of end of Shaq's career, I
Hmm.
guess. But even when that first run, and even LeBron kind of screwed them the second time because he kind of what he did to Lakers now
Hmm.
was, hey, we gotta be competitive, trade all these assets, get these guys in here, and then the Mavericks just gifted the Lakers a post LeBron plan by giving them Luca. Because
Yeah.
without that trade, like when LeBron leaves or
What
retires, whenever
incentive
it
would he
is,
have
like
to stay?
what are you
Yeah.
doing there? 'Cause they traded everything they
Hmm.
had to get AD. Now the trade worked out because they won the championship in 2020. But
Yeah.
and
I mean,
LeBron did that
nobody
to
likes
the Cavs
moving, but
too.
I never understood why he signed more than a 1 or 2 year deal anyway. Like obviously he can make gobs of money in LA and doing the things he does there, and probably doesn't want to pick up and move all the time. But I kind of thought he would just go mercenary from then on.
Yeah,
Once
just
once
go
he
ring chasing with
won
go
the
to
Warriors
Magic, go to
series.
Bucks, wherever.
Absolutely. Why? I mean, like people already are going to slight you anyway for moving around the slightest bit. So go find rings and do that.
Yeah. Now I did get to play with his son and all that, but yeah,
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like LeBron
Him and
made
JJ
the
are boys.
Cavs a professional team, but without LeBron being in the picture, I don't know what that organization or
Interesting
franchise is
how
doing.
many NBA teams are on this list. More so than I would say any other sport. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty close. There's a few NFL teams on here. So number 5, I want to make this distinction: the Brooklyn Nets.
that's right.
When the New Jersey Nets, they had Jason Kidd, uh, Kenyon, Martin,
Kenny Martin. Yep,
Richard Jefferson. They went to the finals. They were actually
they were fun.
were
That's a fun
were
team.
were a fun team. But then they went to Brooklyn and almost immediately messed it up because they traded all their first
Oh,
round picks to get an aging KG and Paul Pierce, which that turned into Jason Tatum and I think
you could
Jalen
make the
Brown
case.
for the Celtics.
Worst trade in NBA history. You can make the case.
Yeah, definitely the most consequential trade because that we're still feeling the effects of that trade today in the
Yeah.
NBA world. So the Nets, I don't know that. Well, I never know what they're doing. Their owner wants to spend money. But he never spends money on guys that make sense. They just have cap space for the
Yeah.
sake of cap space, and they assign people
Mm-mm.
because they can. Now they got the Michael Porter Jr. experiment, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But
They
it's
they
not been a
just
good time
never.
in the Bronx or in Brooklyn for the Nets.
Yeah, even the Knicks have more going for them than them.
So we'll also stay in New York with the New York Jets, which outside of Mark Sanchez, and
Rex
Coach
Ryan.
Rex Ryan, outside those 2 years, what have the Jets done that has been
Rex
shown
likes to eat.
any kind of competency? Like they're
Yeah,
always
this is right in my wheelhouse with being a Dolphins fan, but they their draft more often than not, I look at those picks and I'm just like, man, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. I mean, there's so many draft picks they make that are just befuddling. And then so you are overspending on free agents. And like I said, the quarterback situation you haven't gotten right. I would make the case you didn't even get Mark Sanchez right. Really, you just had easily the best defense in the league at the time,
yeah he was just
and
there.
a top 5, 7-ish head coach who knew how to get the most out of everybody. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'd say you didn't even get the Sanchez pick
the
right.
offense was not the reason they went to the AFC Championship game.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He was carried.
And then we got our Miami Marlins at number 3,
Oh, this hurts
uh,
my heart.
which I will say they won 2 World Series, but that was in 90, their first year in 98, and then they won again in
98. Yeah.
2002, 2003,
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
With Beckett and them. Yeah.
But since
Right.
then, it's just been a disaster down there. Every time they get a good player, Giancarlo Stanton, see you later. Christian Yelich, see you later.
They had on
Marcell
the
Ozuna, see you
same
later.
team, like you said, Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna. Like your outfield was set for the next decade at that point in time. If you just gave guys deals and paid people, and then what? You're just figuring out the infield and find. You already had Jose, and you had these pitchers and stuff lined up. Like you were set.
I will say Jose Fernandez passing away really
Oh
set
yeah,
that franchise on a different track. Because up until that point, they had some momentum going.
that was
But
an
since
ace.
but since then, I don't even know if I can name a single Marlin on the team today on August 9th, 2025. So
Since Jazz is in New York, yeah,
yeah, correct. Jazz Chisholm gone. Like anytime they get a player that's got any kind of name, but JT Realmuto,
hmm
he's a Philly. Uh,
yeah.
they just keep trading away these guys that show any kind of promise. So I just don't know what the
What's
plan
the
there
goal?
is. Yeah, yeah.
That's what this category is, right? Dumpster fire is that. What is your goal? I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to just be middling and be
Yeah, so
a team?
I outside of the top team, I'll this next team, the Marlins and this next team kind of have a lot in common. So number 2, we had the Charlotte Hornets, which for those of you a certain age might not remember, they're called the Charlotte Bobcats at one point in time because the Hornets moved to the expansion city in New Orleans, so the New Orleans Hornets, and
Yeah.
then they rebranded the team in Charlotte to the Bobcats, which actually early on had a pretty decent team with Gerald Wallace, Adam Morrison, Raymond Felton,
A fun
and
team. They're bouncy.
there's another raw guy on the team I can't think of off the top of my head. But this is also under the ownership of Michael Jordan, by the way, up until
Ugh,
recently. So
who's been
then at
awful.
some point, I don't remember the year, but the New Orleans rebranded to the Pelicans. Then the Hornets went back to Charlotte, and they have not done anything. And this is where I tie the Marlins in. They don't make news either good or bad. They just kind of exist. They're kind of just
Yeah,
there and to get a top 5 pick. You don't
that's
really
right.
they don't make the playoffs. They might make a wild card or make a
You've
play in
got
every now and then, but
LaMelo, and he'll have a 45-point night, right? And get you excited. And then he's hurt pretty frequently, it feels like. And it's like a piece like, do you build around him? Do you not? You could have traded him for pieces probably, but you don't. So it's like you just, there's nothing going on there that's even worth your attention.
yeah. And then outside the middle, they traded the other guy I could name, Mark Williams. He's gone. He's a
Yep.
lay. No, where is he? Is he a Laker now? No, where'd he go? I don't know where he landed. He was supposed to be a Laker. He failed his physical, and then they
Yeah.
traded him
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like the Hornets, I'd be hard
What's
pressed
the
to name.
goal?
I'd be
What
hard
are we
pressed
doing?
to name a Hornet outside of Lamelo and a Pumley brother in the last decade. I don't know.
There used to be a Bridges, yeah.
Yeah, the
The one that's on the Knicks, right? They
no,
just got an extension.
it's the one on
No,
the net. It's the other one. It's
not Mikel.
it's Mike
Mikel.
Michael, and it's the brother. It's the other one.
Gotcha.
That was on the Nets. I know they had
Hmm.
Gordon Hayward for a little bit. I think that's after he broke his leg, though.
Yeah. So you paid to wash Gordon Hayward? Like, what are we doing?
Let me make sure I'm right on the Bridges thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's Miles.
I
Pretty
think you're
confident
right.
it's Miles.
I think you're right.
Yep, Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, Miles Bridges. Let me just pull up the Hornets roster real quick because
Oh gosh.
Seth Curry, who knew? Brandon Miller, he's actually not bad.
Ah, Mavericks legend.
I actually did get a Con Kniffle. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
But at the same
that's
time,
a good pickup for them. Yeah.
our guy Pat Connaughton's still in the league. Uh,
It's like that. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about, though. So those three, I like Kniffle, Connaughton, Shore,
Grant
but
Williams.
Lamelo is so ball dominant. It's like I don't know what are you building? What are you doing? You're if you somehow make the playoffs, you're trotting into the playoffs with Lamelo and Kniffle and Pat Connaughton.
All right, their top 5 salaries, and there's a big drop off. They got LaMelo, Miles Bridges, Colin Sexton. I had no idea he was on the team. Grant Williams is making a crazy amount of money. Josh Green, Brandon Miller, Pat Connaughton.
That's exactly.
Then it falls off real bad from there.
What did you want Grant Williams for? He wasn't even that good wherever he was before when he was just like a bruiser and defensive guy.
He was in Boston.
Boston, that's right.
I feel like he had a stop somewhere in between there, but he's in Dallas for a hot
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's just like again, when you're just reading those names, it's like this is like if you handed a 14-year-old the GM on 2K and we're like, "Hey, auto draft, here you go. Pick a player every time yours comes up." Because it's like this team there's nothing on that team that scares you in any kind of way.
Nope. And then number one, I think no surprise here is the Cleveland Browns, who have had more quarterbacks than can possibly be named in the last 25 to 30 years. I was thinking about it when I was driving around earlier. I can't think of a quarterback that's lasted longer than 3 years. Baker, I think Baker's it.
You had Baker right there, and this is exactly what makes you a dumpster fire. You had Baker right there, trending up, and yes, he had a bad year and would have bad games, whatever. But that's still someone you build around at that point because he hadn't shown you any reason not to, and he didn't have a crazy salary at that point in time. So that's exactly the type of quarterback you build around. And then look at him now in the Bucks with actual pieces around him. And I'm not saying Baker's a top 5 QB, but was Baker right now? If you kept Baker the whole time and had that consistency and just kept building out the team, would you be in a much better place? Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's just I don't know what they're doing. Like I can't name a single Brown outside of Myles Garrett. I was thinking about this too. How many players outside of Myles Garrett can you put on another team in the NFL that would start on that team?
Denzel Ward.
That's probably it. That's probably the list.
Owusu, the outside linebacker-ish safety guy, maybe.
Judy, maybe as like a number
Yeah,
two,
exactly.
number
Yeah,
three.
exactly. Like, Njoku, yeah. But it doesn't mean like it just when you don't have the quarterback position right and you hit it. Like Baker wasn't, a top 5 guy, but you still hit. It wasn't a bust. Like you could have kept building around that.
So we'll move on from that. So from the worst of the worst to the best of the best, we're gonna make our NFL season predictions. They'll probably definitely come back to haunt us. But we'll start with the NFC since both our teams are in the AFC. So we'll start with the NFC East or NFC West.
Are you marking these down so that way we can double check it come February?
I can, yeah.
Let's do that. I'd be interested to see how that looks.
All right, who you got winning the NFC West?
NFC West. I think. Oh man, the 49ers, if they're healthy, are the team you should lean with there, coaching wise, and it's not going to be the Cardinals. It could be the Rams, but Stafford's injury makes it that kind of blah. I'm going to go with the 49ers if they stay healthy. I think that's where you've got to lean. The Rams could make a run at it, but I don't like this Stafford situation at all with his health. So I'm gonna go 49ers and not think too much on it. But feel free to go different. Like I said, you can put our initials next to it or whatever you want to do, just so we know.
Yeah. Let me make this doc. So you said Niners.
Yep. I'm going 49ers.
I will also go to Niners, but I will say that 3 of the teams make the wild card.
That's a great take. The Seahawks are fun, and the Rams are fun, and then again, the Cardinals.
I think the Seahawks are looking out. I think I think the Niners win it. I think the Rams and the Cardinals get in as wild card teams.
Find a way in.
Yep. NFC South. Good luck.
Oh God. Yes. Texans feel like the right answer because I like their quarterback the most.
NFC.
Said multiple times.
NFC South.
Oh yeah. NFC South. Sorry. Not AFC. Yeah, I'll go Bucks. I'll go Bucks.
I will also go the Bucks. NFC North.
NFC North, I will go Ravens and not think twice.
NFC.
Maybe. NFC. I like LaFleur. Who are you going?
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Can't be the Bears. I will go Lions.
Okay, I got Lions as a wild card team. I think it's gonna have a down year. There's too much turnover there in the coaching staff. For me, although they stay healthy, they're a fun team to watch. I actually love the Lions a lot. Man Campbell biting your ankles, going for it. I actually like their defense. They have a sneaky good defense. I like that D end got hurt. Aiden Hutchinson. Like him a lot. I actually like their safeties with Byron Branch and can't remember that guy's name off the top of my head.
Kirby Joseph.
Yep. And then they got a corner too that's really raw. So I actually like their defense, but it's a matter if they stay healthy. Which they should. There's no way you're gonna have 14 players get hurt again.
His break straw on the Lions, second round pick on IR for the season, unfortunately.
NFC East.
Pencil me in for the Eagles easily.
I will also go the Eagles with the Commanders as a wild card.
That's a good choice.
Team.
I would agree.
AFC West.
Pencil me in for the Chiefs until otherwise.
I will also go Chiefs. I also think they get 3 teams to the playoffs with the Chargers and the Broncos making it as wild card teams.
I'm not a Bo Nix believer.
Yeah, I know. AFC South.
They didn't beat a team in the AFC last year.
Sounds like you're going.
Made the playoffs.
Good point. I think you're going Texans. Sound like you're going Texans in the South.
I do. I love Stroud. I love his athleticism. I love his arm. I like Stroud a lot. I think the Jags could make a run, but I would lean Texans. I think their defense is good enough, and he's if their offensive line's even competent, it's them.
I'm gonna go Duval.
Ooh.
I'm super in on the Jags just because I got personal connections to the team and everything. So they're a fun team. They're a fun team to root for too. So
that's right.
NFC North probably no brainer, but
AFC North is the Ravens for me for sure.
It's the Ravens, and it's really not even close. AFC East.
That's right. That would be the Bills, and it's not close. Yeah.
Correct. Both got the Bills. Both got the Ravens. All right, conference champions. Before we get to this, I just want to say, I think the top 3 teams in the AFC clear basically every team in the NFC by a lot, besides maybe one.
I would agree.
You agree with that? I think it's it's really top heavy on both sides, but I think there's 3 heavy hitters in the AFC, and then there's really just one front runner in the NFC.
Yeah, the 2 through 4, whoever winds up 2 through 4 in the NFC is going to be. They're all just as scary. You're right. Like, they're not all super top heavy, but I would be scared of the Packers in a playoff game. I would be scared of the Lions in a playoff game. I would be scared of the Commanders in a playoff game, right? Like, all of them. Exactly the point.
So conference champs, so you got AFC.
AFC. Surely the Ravens finally figure it out. I'm going to go the Ravens.
I'm going to go the Ravens as well. I think it's their. I think they finally figured it out. NFC.
The Eagles.
I think the Eagles as well. I think it's theirs till. I don't know who number 2 would be. The Packers.
They're just too talented. I mean, unless the Commanders make another.
Commanders,
jump.
do something crazy.
Yeah.
Lions. The Lions, I guess. If everything hold, if Lions hold serve.
Yeah, if the Lions do it after losing your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator, that's crazy.
Yeah, if it was the Lions just straight up running it back from last year with everybody healthy this year, I would probably pick the Lions. But losing your OC and like every other coaching staff besides Campbell is not It's not great.
It's just that continuity's just got to be there.
Who gets it done? Super Bowl champs.
Give me the Ravens. And by the way, he's probably already there anyway. If Lamar does do it, he's first ballot Hall. Statistically, with the MVPs, and if he pulls off a Super Bowl too, I don't think he wins. I don't think he wins. I'm gonna go. Are we doing? Oh, sorry, you didn't announce it yet, but I'm looking at MVP pick as you talk.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Does he win MVP?
Those people at home don't know that, but MVP pick here. I know he was close last year. I'm going to say he gets it this year. The writers are going to reward him. I'm going to give it to Saquon this year. I think he gets it done.
If the Ravens do what they're supposed to do, I think Lamar wins it this year.
Which would be his what? Third,
I believe. And then we have on here Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
Okay. I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Defensive is probably easier to go first. And it's probably gonna be a defensive lineman. I will go. I should have pulled these up and looked at them just to remember. Let's go the kid on the Browns. I think he'll eat next to Myles Garrett. Mason.
Mason Graham.
Yeah, Mason Graham.
That was also my kind of gut instinct, but I'm going to go Abdul Carter.
Oh, it's going. That's going. They are really good. I just think too many people on the Giants D line are going to eat. So I don't know what his stats will look like, but that's a great pick.
You going anybody besides Genty on offense?
Yeah, I am actually. Just because I think he's going to get a ton of volume. I think Ted McMillan for the Panthers. Not that I think the Panthers are going to win 10 games or anything crazy, but if you told me he rolls up to 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards, just because he's getting a ton of looks there, I don't see how you turn away from it, unless Genty just balls out.
All right, so I got Abdul Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Ashton Genty, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got Mason Graham on defense and Ted McMillan as offense. You got Saquon as the MVP. I got Lamar. We both picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl against the Eagles. And then the Bills win the AFC East. Ravens win the North. The South, I got the Jags. You got the Texans. We both got Kansas City in the West. I got the Chargers and the Broncos making the wild card. Both had the Eagles win the East with the Commanders as a wild card team. You got the Lions. I got the Packers. Or we both got the Packers. We got the Lions as a wild card. We both went Bucks. Both went Niners. And I said 3 wild card teams from the West. So okay. There's the our NFL predictions that
fun to recap.
Will not be correct in 6 months. So, all right, we've done our fortune tellers. Now it's time to log in and talk about what was a massive week in gaming. On Thursday, we had I don't even know where to begin. We had a new Call of Duty season. We had a new Fortnite season. We had a new Apex Legends season. We had the Madden 26 early access release. And then we had the Battlefield 6 early access beta, which last I checked just peaked over 500K players tonight, Saturday night. So I'm hard pressed to remember a day in gaming where there's so much was going on at one time. And on top of that, I think we also had the Warzone World Series Finals kind of going around. That's at least this weekend. I don't know if it was on Thursday specifically, but kind of just a crazy weekend and weekend in gaming.
Yeah, I would say everybody's trying to make it happen right now at the same time. It's a fun, exciting time of the year for gaming, and I think games try to do this a lot and get you, when kids are obviously home from school before school starts and get them locked in, so you've got the kids through the winter, But I'll back up and let you hit the Battlefield impressions.
Yeah, so I was actually up till 3 a.m. playing Battlefield last night. It's a lot of fun. I've never really been a big Battlefield guy. I remember playing Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company. I played Firestorm, which is their BR. I can't remember if I played Battlefield 3 or 4. If I did, it wasn't very long. I just don't remember that much. And then I remember tried playing the 2042 beta. speaking of dumpster fires, man. But so I got the early access code. Been playing. I played Thursday night. I played last night. I'm gonna play here tonight after this episode's over, probably for a little bit. And I'm having a lot more fun with it than I thought I was going to. Almost to the point where I'm like, I might buy the full game.
Woo!
I don't know if I will or not, just because I'll have other things I want to play. But I'm like, it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
they've been kind of slowly rolling out some modes. They had King of the Hill, which is like hard point for those who play Call of Duty. But the mode I really want to try, I hope they have it come out here tonight or tomorrow, is I don't know what the mode's called, but it's basically a team deathmatch, like team deathmatch, I guess. Like there's 4 different teams of 4, and you're just running around, playing each other. So instead of being 2v2, it's 4v4 with 4. So that just um,
Creates
when
some more
I
chaos.
watched them play it at the reveal, it was crazy. I just like the aspect of that too. Kind of like a free for all, but your team.
Mhm.
But then I'm really excited for the battle royale. It's just got all the ingredients for that, with the jets and the helicopters and the destruction and just the way it plays. So we haven't seen an official launch date on that, but I think the BR
I
is going
will
to be a
say,
lot of
just from
fun.
some of the clips you've sent me, I'm more intrigued than I thought I would be, and I'll tell you why. And maybe I'm crazy just because I haven't played it. It looks a little Halo-y to me, more so even than COD. And just as far as like the guns and how stuff looks and just how clean it is and how smooth everything is, like it feels like it looks Halo-y to me as opposed to COD.
Yeah, it's definitely more grounded and slower paced, and um, so like Halo, the guns feel balanced. Like
Yes.
there's no meta, right? Like coming to Call of Duty world, like, oh, you got everyone runs the same 2 guns. It's like you
Three
run
guns.
this, you run this. If you don't run this, you're gonna get smoked. But in Battlefield, like you can be a sniper, you can be an SMG, you can run an AR.
Mhm.
RPGs are fun. Like there's so many different scenarios. The shotguns really, I'm having a lot of fun using the shotgun.
Yeah, I did see
When's the
about the
last time
native.
we've been able to use a shotgun in a first person shooter game?
Kurt says, shout out my boy Kurt. Kurt says all the time in COD that he wishes there was a shotgun meta, or at least a shotgun gun that wasn't the fire shotgun, that you could just actually be usable.
Yeah. So it's just been there's different, they got different classes. You got a medic, you got a recon guy, you got a engineer who helps like repair vehicles and stuff, and you got your assault class. But there's only 4 classes. There's only like 3 or 4 guns per class. There's only like 10 attachments. Like that's also been refreshing to me. It's just it's the simplicity of it. It's like you got
You're
an
not
M4.
consumed with
You can put a barrel on. You can put a
unlocking 10
stock on. You can
different
do this. You can do this. There's not a menu of like infinite amount of attachments and things
attachments.
that you got to like literally type in a search bar to find the attachment you want. It's like, here's a barrel. These 3 barrels. These are 2 you have unlocked. This is the 3rd one you unlocked at level 30 or whatever. And
Hmm.
it's just the simplicity of that's really nice too. And then it's really quick to get in the games. I haven't run into it's a beta, but I haven't really run into any issues. Last night was a little sweaty, but
That sounds a little closer to me to like X Defiant when we had that cup of coffee with that. Felt really easy to understand their attachments and stuff, like you're saying, just clean cut, boom, boom, boom.
yeah, I don't know why we got so far, like why we got away from just having easy, clean UIs to having just
Dude,
chaos.
Halo does it without attachments.
Yeah, yeah. Is this here's a BR or your AR or a pistol?
Nick
Yeah, you
Merckx
just
will
go.
tell you that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
And then everybody's on the level playing field.
that's what I liked about Fortnite too. Back in the day was,
Yep.
all right, you got a blue pump, you got a green pump, you got a purple AR, you got a gold scar. Like everyone has.
And the gun fight matters more than the gun. Your skills matter more than the gun
Yeah. So
because everyone's on a level playing field.
yeah, this has been a lot of fun. If you want to download it, it's open access tonight and tomorrow. If you want to download, it's a little quick 30 GB download. Get some.
Look, he whispered that chat. He whispered that 30 gig down.
Well, compared to what, the 150 GB download you had to do with Call of Duty yesterday or on
That's
Thursday?
true. That's something.
So,
Something
but
big.
anything else you wanna add? Or you wanna get us out of here?
That's all I got. So that's it for episode 6, Athletes and Avatars. We got the NFL news, the dumpster fire teams, locked into our predictions as far as AFC and NFC. Ran through all the games that dropped this week as far as updates. If you like it, of course, like the post, subscribe, tell us your Super Bowl MVP picks in the comments. We'll catch you guys next week. Until then, keep your head in the game and the controller in your hands.
All right, peace, y'all. All right, 40 minutes, not terrible.
Oh my god, I feel like I nailed the outro.
You said Super Bowl. You said Super Bowl MVP picks, not Super Bowl and MVP picks, but it's fine.
Oh, gotcha.